Hello and welcome to PowerFish Podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Fish, and guess what? My mouth's on fire.
Oh my god.
If you didn't already see the other video, context.
We'll put where we ate. It's getting worse. I need the milk.
Carolina Reapers, and we ate them. And now, welcome.
Welcome to the PowerFish Podcast.
It's finally maybe subsiding to the briefest degree. Oh my good lord!
I'm shaking. Oh my god. So we were just talking about the hottest thing we had previously had before these. And it was hot enough to where it was pad thai. It was hot enough to where you're sweating, you're getting the shivers, you feel like you're freezing to death. Because what you're eating is so hot. I stood up for no reason. Because what you're eating is so hot that your body thinks that it's burning up, so it works overtime to try and cool you down. And I'm starting to get that effect right now. I'm starting to shiver. But I'm sweating. Starting to shiver, but I'm sweating.
So basically, in the most basic of terms, my mouth was melting, right? And now we're at a point where I can not constantly drink milk to just have a bearable level of pain. We're at a point where I could speak without it, which is an improvement, I will say. There is, in fact, still a lingering pain.
A painful one.
Let me tell you this here. And you know I wouldn't bullshit you.
Never.
It would never happen. When we first ate it, in the first couple, like, maybe 20 seconds, I was like, dang, I'm going to make it through this. I can do this. Right? I was like, this is like maybe, I mentioned in the other video, I had like a little dab of pure capsaicin, like the smallest degree. And it was hot, but a couple minutes, I was good. And that's where I was. I was like, this is hot, but I can still talk through it. I don't need a drink. I'm good. About 30 seconds went by, and the pain built. From the floor level of pain to the ceiling level of pain.
And then it broke the ceiling.
And then it broke the ceiling, and then it kept going.
It broke the ceiling. It's I can't see it. It's so high.
Yeah.
Or it was. I think we've gotten to our peak. Of pain, and it's coming down.
Ugh. And I need everybody to know this.
I'm shivering.
I need everybody to know this. Because this is important. And I am important. And everything I say is important. So listen here.
All right.
I wouldn't bullshit anybody on spice tolerance. That's one of my pet peeves in people.
Dude.
People will like...
You and me both.
Either people will do one or two things. They'll either like overplay how spicy things are, or try to underplay it and be like, I'm so big and strong, it's not that spicy. Yeah. No, I don't do that shit. My reaction is my reaction. And I couldn't function for a couple minutes there. At the surprise of nobody, because it's the world's second hottest pepper. Or something.
Pepper X is about 50% hotter than this.
I couldn't imagine.
But I couldn't really... I'm shivering, I'm so cold, but burning up. I couldn't really get my hands on that. On one of them, or a few of them. Any of them.
Given our milk reaction to that, needing to have a near constant glass of milk here and there after we took it, I feel like with the X, you'd have to like continuously chug milk to not.
What, dude? At its peak, you This has got to stop. This has got to stop. I'm shivering so bad. It's affecting my cognition. You take a drink at its peak of pain. You take a drink. 1 second, maybe 2. It's full blast back.
Yeah. Because like context here, before we took the bites of pepper, the little pepper, that was full. This was full. And that was just to be able to speak. We weren't trying to overdo it. Like with the milk drinking. That was just to be able to speak while eating it and while processing that.
Yeah.
Goes without saying that's the hottest thing I've ever had in my life.
Bar none. I'm at a point now where I've drank so much milk.
The milk's now the problem. And the
I'm feeling
residual
fat.
and the residual pain there within. Yeah, from the pepper.
I'm shivering. I'm sweating. I was crying a second ago. I feel horrible.
Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a horrible feeling.
So I was gonna tell Fisher right here.
That's me. What's up?
Let me scoot up to the microphone here.
Yeah, I'll get up close.
We're recording the podcast now.
Let's get serious now.
I was telling Fisher earlier about this book I've been reading called Thinking Fast and Slow. I was reaching for the milk, but I can't drink more milk. I'm so bloated right now. My stomach's hurting.
Yeah.
But I gotta drink more milk.
Yeah.
So I was reading this book called Thinking Fast and Slow. And it's about human. It's a psychology book.
Eventually, we'll get to the end of this story. It might take the whole podcast.
Man. It's a psychology book. And about why we make influence and bias. It's about human bias and what causes it, the strengths of its effects. I feel like I need to burp.
And then it's just pain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just hurts instead.
I've been doing that.
So it's about human bias and give me a sec here.
I think we've been doing nothing but giving you a sec. Oh my. The brain non-functionality is real right now.
It just it shuts off. I need to slow down and remain calm and think. Slow down. Remain.
Grab the ball.
Yeah. So, all right. Thinking Fast and Slow. It's a psychology book about human bias and the things that can affect our biases.
Yeah.
And I gave a quick example to him earlier about just how biased we are unconsciously, unbeknownst to us. Just how biased we are in our decisions day to day. That something like seeing a number can affect a decision we make about a quantity of something. So, there's a specific example where they got a bunch of test subjects to spin a wheel But what they didn't know was the wheel was rigged. The only places it could land were 9 or like no, between 1 and 100. The wheel could land at like 27 or like 80. Those are the only 2 spots it could land. But the test participants didn't know that. So they spun this wheel and it landed on either 27 or 80. And then they got these test participants to ask, oh shoot, they got them to make a decision. It's a bit foggy up here at the moment, so I can't remember what they were deciding. But it was something fairly important. Something financial, I believe. And obviously this wheel spinning has nothing to do with the financial question that they're being asked. But consistently, replicatable results were if the wheel landed on 80, consistently the test people would answer with a higher number every time.
Huh.
No matter the question. And if the wheel landed on the higher number, in the book they called it like a primer. And you can prime our brains with a number, and then we're going to be more inclined to do things based on the number that we've been primed with subconsciously. Another example of this is in grocery markets. You see a limit sign, and consistently, studies have shown from this book, they did studies on this, and if there was no limit of an item on sale of, I think it was some sort of canned item, like canned vegetables, no limit, they would buy like 3 to 5 items on average, 3 to 5 cans. If there was a limit of 12, one, we know that creates a false scarcity that is a marketing tactic in of itself. But it also primes you with the number 12. And they consistently ordered almost double every time.
Huh.
I don't feel good.
I don't feel good either. There's a lot of different parts of my body that don't feel good.
My stomach's the main one.
That's the number one culprit, I think.
The stomach. I couldn't tell you if it's a factor of the Carolina Reaper, or if it's a factor of drinking so much freaking milk.
That's a lot of milk.
Probably both, to be honest.
Almost definitely both.
It's both are factored, but oh my god.
It's like the stomach feels agitated from the pepper,
dude,
and then it just feels
heavy,
bloated, and thick from the milk.
Yeah. Throwing up seems like it would be a good thing for me right now. But do I want... Here's the thing. I've got a Carolina Reaper in my stomach. Do I want to throw that up?
That's true.
Do I want that? Oh man, can you imagine how spicy of a vomit that would be?
Spicy vomit, would it be? Yeah, probably.
That would be the most painful... Oh my god. That would be the most painful vomit of my life.
Not that vomiting ever feels good.
That sure wouldn't make it feel any better.
I don't remember the last time I threw up, to be honest with you.
I last threw up. It was probably about 2 years ago. It was when I drank. No, it was about a year ago. I was in Des Moines, Iowa, with a good friend of mine.
Did you have some alcohol, did you?
Yeah, I was in Des Moines, Iowa, with a friend of mine. We were bar hopping.
Oh my goodness.
That was the last time I drank. About a year ago, and I usually try not, if I drink, I try to only drink like really hard stuff, like shots of some high alcohol content stuff, so you don't get the hangover. You don't ingest a bunch of the sugar and dead calories that come with a lot of alcohol. If you're gonna get drunk, that's the way to do it. But we were bar hopping, and I didn't do it that way. Had a lot of alcohol. Next morning, I was hungover, threw up. First time I had ever actually had a hangover. I'd gotten pretty drunk many times before, but like I said, it's off of just like vodka shots and rum shots. Just after a few shots, you really can't be drinking anymore. So
It's one of the reasons I don't drink. I just don't have any interest in feeling like shiitake mushrooms. Granted, you don't have to drink to drunkenness.
right, and you can drink to the point of becoming socially and emotionally lubricated, but not mentally impaired. There is a middle ground there.
Yeah, I had a youth minister one time. I had a youth minister to me this year advice. And I told him, I don't want to drink. I don't want to be somebody that drinks a lot of alcohol. And I said, if I were to drink, I think I would just maybe have a glass of something and just move on. And he said to me, my youth minister, ministered this advice to me. He said, what's the point of drinking if you're not going to get drunk? And I said, okay.
Okay. No rebuttal needed. I would say there's a lot of point to it. But
just thought that was an interesting comment. But
well, I don't think that's a reasonable take, but I do think it's a common take. I mean, I would say the majority of drinkers don't drink unless they're getting drunk,
Right. That's fair.
I would say that's I would say that's most people. That's not me. But when people say, I think that's a silly take, but I do think it's a common take. Why are you gonna drink if you ain't gonna get drunk?
Yeah, they always say it just like that too. Why you gonna drink if you ain't gonna get drunk?
Yeah, and well, like I just mentioned, there's a really good spot middle ground where things like if you're socially anxious, it's a social lubricant. It'll allow you to, if you're drinking socially, it allows you to be social without being anxious about it, but not drinking to the point where, you're drunk and you're mentally impaired because of it. And you're saying things you shouldn't because of it. There's in fact, a lot of space in that area, I would say.
I think I found that middle ground one of the first times I ever really drank more than just like trying to sip of my parents.
Yeah.
I think one of the first times I was with my girlfriend, my now girlfriend, I think it was before we actually officially started dating. But I was over at her apartment and she broke out a bottle of wine. And I was like, I don't drink. She's like, well, just have like a glass with me. I was like, I'll have a little glass. This woman pours the largest glass I've ever seen in my life. And she says, here's your glass. And then I said, that's a lot of wine. And she says, drink it. And I said, okay, I'll drink it. And I drank it.
I do as I'm told.
And I think it was the exact right amount of alcohol for me, especially then where I hadn't had much anything, where I certainly wasn't drunk. I would say I was cognitively well enough to drive even. I was completely with it. Reaction time's perfect. But
what is it, like 0.08% alcohol in the bloodstream?
I think that's right. But yeah, it just kind of the only feeling I got was I was just slightly in a better mood.
Yeah,
slightly in a better mood, and you're more willing to do fun activities.
Yeah, you're socially and emotionally like chilled. Yeah, it's a good spot. It's a good spot to be.
I'll tell you what's not chilled. My stomach.
There ain't nothing chilled. Well, we've been drinking a lot of chilled milk, putting in that stomach there, but it unchills quick.
Well, when I meant chilled, what I meant was it's not a good environment. No. It's very hostile, maybe even.
Yeah. It's a war zone in my stomach. Stomach's a war zone.
I'm a big dude, just in general in life, but you could probably put me on one of them fat kid shows. right now with how bloated I feel.
Oh my god.
I could probably go to a camp.
You know what? I'd be standing right next to you. The bloat.
And they'd be like, these are equally as fat people.
I bet we equally feel the same right now.
I bet you, me, that we both feel gross. And I'm not going to stop drinking this milk because honestly, it's helping the lingering pain go away. But
some would say the same words that just came out of your mouth, but if that was a glass of alcohol.
It helps the lingering pain go away.
That's right. There's a lot of uses for alcohol.
Lighting things on fire. Molotov cocktails.
Oh, man. Warfare.
Anything but drinking it, really.
Yeah, anything but drinking it. You know.
But that's why I don't drink. I'm just not a drinker, as
disinfecting wounds,
as they might say. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to drink something that I could disinfect my body with. I know that it's not.
I mean, surely you've seen videos of like people putting a rusty wrench in a cup, filling it up with like Coke.
Yeah.
And then pulling it out and it's clean.
I was just going to say that. I was just like, yeah, but I'm an avid soda drinker, so.
Yeah. soda. Yeah, that could if we take a soda bath, that would probably turn us into that'd probably dissolve us. That'd probably be the same as diving in like a Yellowstone Park geyser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you jump in and it's so acidic that your skin starts melting off and crap.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have died in those things.
Oh, yeah, they're stupid. Why are you going over there?
Well, it's a national park. I've been there before.
You've been there before?
I've been to Yellowstone National
Park. Did you die by a geyser? Tell me
No.
the truth now.
No.
Don't lie to me on this.
I didn't do that. I didn't die. It was a cool place, though. It was when I was young. I don't remember a lot of it, but
I said they're stupid. I'd probably go. I'd just not go around the danger.
Yeah, just don't go near the freaking bubbling pools of acid water. That's literally what it. There's a story of. I heard this on the Rhett and Link podcast a few weeks back. There was a story of a guy walking with his dog in Yellowstone Park.
Yeah.
And his dog dove into one of these pools.
Not supposed to do that.
The guy, without thinking, dives in to get it after his dog.
It's not going to work out too well.
Instantly, immediately, his eyes were completely white. Just retinas burned off. And when he gets out, when he puts his hand to get out of the pool, the skin of his forearm just slips off like a glove.
God.
When he gets out.
I take it he probably didn't make it.
He died. Yeah.
Yeah.
He died. His last words were that was dumb. And then he died. Yeah, so
I gotta agree with him.
Yeah, the acidity. I mean, that's like acid in like movies. That's some crazy, and that's just naturally being created by the earth. That's crazy. Imagine the first person that found them suckers.
Yeah.
Probably touched it with his hand, and then his finger skin flipped off.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And then he said, "That was dumb."
Yeah. Yeah. Better than diving in it.
See, that's a reaction I expect from somebody that just dipped their finger in it. They say that was dumb, not just your entire body's melting away. You're just like, shucks.
Shucks. Yeah, shucks. I guess I'm gonna die now. Yeah.
Oopsie poopsie.
They're dumb. There's some people that have died in dumb ways.
It's one of the reasons why, not because they're dumb necessarily, but like I wouldn't want to go traverse a mountain, like an Everest mountain, one of them's.
Like hiking? Mountain hiking?
No, I mean like specifically Mount Everest and stuff like that, where people die from the cold and
oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I would do that. I would hike up out Everest, but
I would do it, I guess. But by golly, by gosh,
I mean,
would I be taking every safety precaution?
Yeah, and I think most people do, which is why basically 99 in a million% live. Most people don't die doing that. Most people don't die going to Yellowstone either, but most people don't dive into the pool.
That's not true. It's a death trap over there.
Well, I'm alive,
Barely.
but
I don't know.
some people are just daredevils. Some people.
I'm not.
I'm not a daredevil.
I'll do most anything, I think, as so long as my almost guaranteed safety is guaranteed.
See, I don't. It's not the guaranteed safety that I would want. I don't want to be a daredevil for the sake of doing things that almost kill me. But I would do things like that for the sake of because it's really tough and it's an accomplishment, like hiking Everest.
Yeah.
That would be a
Well, that's a
accomplishment.
notable achievement.
Yeah, that's an achievement.
I'll give you an example.
Being a daredevil is jumping off Mount Everest without a parachute, trying to hit a like 1x1 square on the ground with a trampoline. That's
It's like here's really the difference. I'll tell you the difference because I know the answers to everything. I'll tell you the difference and then I'll give you
That's
an
right.
example of what's stupid. So the difference is if you did die doing it, are people going to look at that and go, he died and that really sucks. But damn, was he trying to do something cool? Like damn, was that an achievement that he was trying to do and just quite didn't get it?
Yeah.
As opposed to what a fucking idiot! Why the frick did you do that? Now here's the example. I was with my now ex-girlfriend years and years ago when we were still together, and we found ourselves under a bridge.
Under a bridge, did you?
Under a bridge.
Ain't no squatters in it.
No, we were just under a bridge. Just like, we just happened to find the spot nobody goes, and we're just having a little date out there or whatever the frick. And there's these support things underneath the bridge that go out into the river. And she says, let's climb out through the supports to out in the water, over the water, and the bridge.
What?
There's these little, steel beams, and how they have, these little, ledges on them sometimes as they go out. These little, those big, T-brace steel beams.
Yeah.
These little ledges. Well, what she wanted to do was shimmy along the sides of these little T-beams out into the middle of the river. And I said, no.
Yeah. I think I would have said the same thing,
And she said, why are you scared? And I said, yes.
Yes. Are you serious?
And she said, well, just don't fall. Like, well.
That's like going to war and saying, just don't get shot. Fool.
I'm sure people do say that in war.
Probably.
And that's stupid because sometimes you can't predict everything. But yeah, that was my story of, let's say I had done that, gone out into the river. And let's say I had died because of how easy that would have been to have happen. And then let's say people thought about me and my situation after I had died. People would have said, what an idiot.
Yeah, but that's not being a daredevil. Being a daredevil...
Are you sure it's not? Or is that just being stupid?
I think that's just being stupid. Being a daredevil is what the heck is cool about that? Nothing.
That's what I thought, but yeah.
Yeah, being a daredevil is you're trying to do 18 backflips off of a bike and then jump off the bike and then do a barrel roll in the sky while you're falling off of Mount Everest and land on a 3 foot by 3 foot trampoline. That's cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would never do that in a day in my life.
And the funeral that they have there is that is peak. He died doing what he loved. That is peak that sentence.
Yeah.
So I don't think those are very as when a daredevil dies. I don't think.
Well, that's my point.
sad.
My point of that story was to illustrate what's stupid. I feel like I did that.
Yeah.
Illustrate just what's not necessary to do in life. Because I don't think just because something could be done doesn't mean it should be done. Like climbing out under a bridge. With no safety nets or anything.
And there ain't even nothing cool about that. So
yeah,
maybe it would be, what was the motivation? Like romance?
No, I think it was just a bridge climb.
Okay.
Context, we were maybe 19.
Yeah.
Maybe 18.
When I was 18 or 19, I'm still really stupid, but I was even stupider.
Yeah, believe you me, no, there's been no unstupid.
There hasn't been any unstupid. But there has been more education.
My stomach's doing that thing where it knows it ate something that it shouldn't have done that, and the like gastrointestinal thing is just like, stop doing that.
Well, I'll tell you the stories. There's been stories of bloody holes post Carolina Reaper
That's
and
something.
fire.
That's something you said to me after I ate it, didn't you? Say
Fire.
that after?
Fire out the ass. So typically, I'm not prone to destruction in the restroom.
Me neither.
From hot stuff, but this is on another scale. So
I have a pretty tame relationship with the toilet myself.
Yeah, but we've never gotten to this scale before, so I don't know what's to come. To be frank with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what. After we ate that hot times 10 we were talking about, I didn't feel good.
I didn't feel good. I got that stomach pain too then, but it wasn't this bad. It wasn't this bad. If you ever find yourself in Springfield, Illinois, go on over to Magic Kitchen.
Lewis Street.
On Lewis Street.
Yeah.
Right by the McDonald's. And get yourself some chicken pad thai.
Yeah. And
don't be a wuss. Don't get a mild. Get at least like a medium or a medium plus.
Yeah.
That's where the good starts getting the good.
Because I think that's the stage where, like, most people, even if they don't really like spice that much, they'll probably be okay. They'll probably be able to eat most of it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's still spicy.
Yeah, it's still pretty hot. Start with, like, a medium or a medium plus, depending on your tolerance. It's good. You start at about hot plus. So there's 2 tiers per category. So it's mild plus, and medium plus, hot plus. And then hot times 10.
And hot times 5 as we came to learn.
There's also a hot times 5. The times 5 and the times 10 are secret menu items.
We didn't know about the hot times 5 when we ordered the hot times 10.
Yeah.
We skipped to the big cojones.
Right. But about near hot plus territory is where you start losing the taste of the food due to the spice of it. And you start losing the ability to tell if your food is hot or as in temperature, or if just what you're eating is just spicy. So hot plus is where it really starts to get you. Hot is hot. Medium and medium plus, I would say, are comfort zone. But
words can express how not good I feel right now. I mean, bad. That's the only word I can think to express it. Really.
Bad'll get you closer than goodwill to the goodwill. You know, them's have been like overstocked. People from like Shein and Temu.
Yeah. People
are buying like Shein and Temu stuff for like, the dirt prices that they're worth and turning them in, being a good person and giving them to like Goodwill and stuff. And now Goodwill has like too much stuff. You hear that before?
No.
Yeah, from what I know, Shein and Temu really cranked up the stock of Goodwill, and now like, shoot, are you even being a better person by taking it?
I mean, now you're just giving them a bunch of shit.
Yeah, now you're giving them. Now they're gonna throw it away instead of you throwing it away.
You're just taking it to somebody else to dispose of for you, really.
Not that you really want to be selling Temu and Shein, being at the literal lowest quality apparel you can buy, but
oh my god,
the spice in the mouth is pretty much gone.
Yeah, it's just
the stomach, man.
Stomach, and I think a lot of it's the milk.
The milk, yeah, the pounding of the milk.
Yeah, again, just to reiterate it, if you haven't checked it out, check out the video of us actually eating it.
Yeah.
And more than us eating it, you'll see us absolutely downing cup after cup of milk.
We tried not to eat the milk. We tried not to drink the milk real quick. What, 30 seconds maybe? It was maybe a minute we lasted. Before we started the recording, I said, we don't want to just eat and then, that ain't cool. Then we ain't even really getting it. Yeah. I thought we'd get, a few minutes. No. We didn't get a few minutes. We got, I think, probably less than one before I panicked and went for the milk.
Well, he said in that video, it became not an option.
It became unbearable. Dude, you want to torture someone? Give them one of these. Give them a Carolina Reaper and give them nothing to go with it.
Give them a whole big pile of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a torture method. Chinese water torture be dripping drops on your head. Frick's that gonna do? Nothing.
Get your head a little wet.
It'll get your head a little wet. Get Chinese take up a Carolina Reaper torture. That'll get them talking.
Welcome back to the podcast where we give torture advice to torturers. This
is all theoretical. I would never actually give this advice. If someone were to do it, that's just how you would do it. Theoretically.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that's not very nice.
You like our background?
I was just about to mention that.
It's inspired by Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look.
It's a blanket over closet doors because this room is so open and echoey. We had to do something. And there was a red blanket. And we're like, Joe Rogan's popular. And he has a red bread.
I bet it's not a blanket.
It's probably not a blanket.
It's probably a curtain.
It's because he actually has like a studio. But
yeah. And the number one podcast in the world.
And
guests that are interesting.
And guests in general.
And topics that are intriguing.
And a really good conversational skills, tell you what. Yeah, that man knows how to talk.
One thing that he's got, it doesn't have that we have, though, hair on our heads.
We got hair.
You know what else he doesn't got?
What?
A hurt stomach.
I bet you he hasn't had a hurt stomach since he was our age. That man, he knows how to take care of himself. That's for sure.
Well,
what is he, like 50?
What we just did is the definition of not taking care of yourself.
No, we actually are breaking ourselves down. But that's what the gym is, ain't it? You break yourself down to build yourself up. This right here,
the remnants
of a pepper, making us stronger, building us up for Pepper X.
Who says that? What doesn't kill you
makes you
stronger. Who said that? What was that? Was that lady? Maybe it wasn't even that lady. It was from a song. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
You're gonna hear me roar.
Katy Perry.
Whoa. Yeah.
Katy Perry.
But she didn't start that quote.
No.
That's a much older quote than that song. Where did that originate? That's got to be a real old one, surely.
I don't have a Googler.
My phone's over there.
We've yet to decide if this question is worth going over there to get a phone to answer it of and stuff.
Oh, where did what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You makes you stronger come from. According to Google's AI, the phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, originates from the writings of a German philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche. German last name, Nietzsche?
I think so.
Specifically from his 1888 book, Twilight of the Idols, where he wrote the line, what does not kill me makes me stronger.
You know, that's not always true.
Sometimes it does kill you. That guy didn't get stronger by diving in that pool at Yellowstone National Park.
But you can make the argument that the theoretical person that you were talking about that discovered these national park springs, when he dipped his finger in and then he pulled it back out and it really hurt and maybe lost some skin, you could argue that he was stronger mentally because he knew not to do that again.
You're right. If the phrase is what doesn't kill you, that could expand to just about anything in life. Overeating kills you. Frickin' alcohol kills you. But then again, so does water if you drink it too much.
We were just having this conversation before we started recording, with the conversation of capsaicin.
I talked about a cat eating one of them Carolina Reapers and was wondering would that kill them, but I don't think capsaicin doesn't actually like do damage.
If this video gets 5 likes, we feed a Carolina Reaper to a cat.
No, we don't.
That was a joke.
Can capsaicin cause damage?
I don't know.
I don't think so. So like, it wouldn't kill the cat, but if we get 5 likes on this, we're feeding Carolina Reaper to a cat.
That's what I was saying.
No, we're not. Regardless, it is. I would wonder, how would a cat react to?
They're gonna call PETA on us.
Are you really going to stop them from taking your cats away?
No.
That's what I thought.
Anybody out there that wants a free cat?
Specifically, Romeo?
Oliver.
Oliver is the
I've got 2 cats.
Oliver is the scheming piece of crap.
Yeah, so I've got 2 cats. My girlfriend has 2 cats. I live here, so therefore I kind of watch over them. I got 2 of them, Romeo and Oliver. Romeo's a sweet boy, loving boy. You'd like him.
He's a happy boy.
Yep. Oliver actually wants to watch the world burn.
He's a scheming motherfucker. You look into his eyes and he looks into yours, you know he's planning something. You know it.
He's one of those cats. Like, so we have a hallway that leads to, the rest of the house and all the rooms. And we don't want him in that hallway because he likes to pee on the floor because he hates happiness. Yeah. So I go up to him and I say, get out of the hallway. Let's go into the living room where everybody can watch you. And he's just like, I don't think so. I'm like, come on now. Let's go and come on. And he's just like, no, I'm not moving. And he'll sit down. He'll be standing. And you'll say, move. And he'll go, sit down. And then so what I do, I don't kick him. I just nudge him with my foot to get him moving. He doesn't like that. Then he'll turn around and bite my foot.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he's a defiant. He's doing that on purpose.
And then the gloves are off.
Oh. Yeah, they be doing that on purpose. That's a cat thing, dude. If the freaking Egyptians didn't worship him back in the day, they wouldn't be like this.
That's true.
They wouldn't be like this. Now they think they're deserving of it. The freaking Egyptians. Just because they can build a pyramid that we don't know how to build.
I think we know how to build a pyramid.
Well,
I think we don't quite understand how they built it.
Yeah, we could build a pyramid like that now with hydraulics.
They built a pyramid. We don't even know how to do that. We've never.
We don't know how they did it.
The Louvre is a pyramid.
The Louvre?
The Louvre.
Louvre? What is that?
It's the art gallery in Paris. It's where the Mona Lisa is.
Oh.
And it's a pyramid. Isn't it? Well, you wouldn't know.
I have no idea. I didn't know Mona Lisa was even in a Louvre. I didn't know that nonsense.
Well, you learn something new every day, especially on this podcast.
How much is the Mona Lisa worth?
Millions.
A lot of money.
I don't know exactly. I've never been in a position to buy it. So.
Shoot, I mean, you see people just getting paintbrushes and throwing them at the freaking painting and then charging $600,000 for it. Why don't we do that?
We could easily. So at my occupation, we sell art as well in addition to furniture. There's artwork. You ought to stop in one day. One of these days you're stopping in and look at some artwork. It's real nice. They got a picture of an oval and then a line. Now let me describe. I'm describing a specific painting.
Okay.
White background, like dollar store canvas looking thing. Oval, line, banana shape dot $600.
$600.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're in the wrong. We're shutting this podcast down now, and we're making paintings
Yeah.
because we're gonna get rich. Who buys that? Who's the market for that?
I've never. Well, we've maybe sold a piece of artwork to maybe like a couple people, and it's usually the better ones that get bought. Something like that doesn't get sold. So a lot of people like abstract art. I'll say that, and I understand it. But why the oval? Right? Why the line? What is that supposed to communicate? Because the thing about abstract art is it's
got a message in it.
It's got even if the message is open-ended, it's supposed to be representative of something. Stomach hurts. But when you just kind of just put shapes on a page, what are you trying to say?
If someone held that up to me, that's what I would say. What are you trying to say to me? Because I wouldn't know.
What did you just say to me?
Because that ain't communicating it. I'll tell you that much.
That's our opinion about art.
Abstract art. Yeah, it is a weird thing. If you're... Yeah, you know the purchasers are purchasing it for some message that it's trying to convey. But if it's art like that, arguably it isn't talent, would you say? So why don't they just do it themselves and slap it on the wall for not $600?
Depends on how... I said this a lot in this podcast. It comes down to the definitions of things. It depends on how you define talent. Because talent is a subjective word altogether. What is talent? What is it to mean to be talented?
I would say have an exceptional ability to do something.
But how can he be an exceptional abstract artist when abstract art is so built on just basic shapes?
Well, that's exactly why I said it probably doesn't have talent involved.
Maybe. I'm not qualified to answer that question.
I would certainly say the process of of actually drawing the image does not require talent, probably, but maybe the conception of it might. But shapes?
Isn't everything just a shape? Think about that. Gnaw on that for a minute.
Well, what's a shape?
You know, ball.
Shape?
Triangle.
Is a ball a shape? Or is a circle? A circle is a shape. But is a ball is a 3D object? That's still a shape, ain't it?
Yeah, like a sphere.
That's shape. It's
Isn't
a
it?
3D shape.
Well, yeah,
right?
you can have like, yeah, you can have a 3D shape. You could talk about the shape of a building, which is by definition a three-dimensional object.
Right. So if everything is shapes, I mean, how far down are we going to dig into this? If we get this is the shape of a this and it's a smaller and it's a that, and you get down into it more, and then you get to an atom. What's the shape of an atom?
I don't know.
Circle? I don't know.
I would assume a circle, but at that point, is shape relevant at that point?
If it's like a yeah, I don't know. What's the shape of an atom?
I don't know. My guess would be a circle because that's what the diagrams show.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know.
It's probably not a shape. It's a
That's why I said,
Yeah.
are shapes even relevant at that point?
I don't think so. If everything, a shape is a collection of items in a specific array.
Where's Bill Nye when you need him?
The science guy, he's out. Shoot, what does he do
He's
anymore?
probably playing disc golf. The last time I saw a picture of him, he was throwing a frisbee,
Yeah, that's the last time I've ever seen.
and he was
him.
gushing about the how flight dynamics work.
Right, he was going into the flight physics of disc golf discs,
Of which there are a lot.
of which there are one, maybe even an infinite amount. They get they get into it.
Well, I think it's high time we close this out on account of I couldn't possibly feel worse.
The feeling better is yet to come. And it's been, I mean, this is going to be probably shorter episode, but the feeling, it's got to stop. We got to stop. One of us, fiery asshole, might be in one or both of our futures. Hopefully neither, but I don't want to be recording when it does.
No, that's
So
a bad place to be.
we're going to end this. Thanks for watching. Click one of these corners to watch the introduction of this where we actually consume the pepper. And we'll see you next week then.